An ACC battle Thursday night in South Florida. We got UNC traveling down to Miami Gardens to play the Miami Hurricanes. Looks like a big number here, minus 18. Miami's laying at home right around that number. Kelly, do you want to start us off with UNC Miami? Your opening thoughts on it?
I knew a lot of sharp guys really liked this North Carolina team last week, and I couldn't pull the trigger, catching a little bit over a field goal at home. Obviously, they get the win over Pittsburgh. I think that they're a little bit better of a team than we thought they were to go into week number 3. This team I kind of was pretty low on. And on the opposite side, Miami, I was really low on Miami to start the year. LSU was my big play to start right out of the gate. And, Miami then proved me wrong, beat me up a little bit against a bad Toledo Maction team, and I probably should have went back with them this weekend. Last week with Florida International, kind of wondered if they were going to have a look ahead spot going into this North Carolina game. Why ACC, whether it's North Carolina or whoever, they're going to be looking ahead to conference play. I don't have a big opinion on this one. I think Miami's probably going to throttle this team. But for the most part, looking at power ratings, North Carolina's played some tougher power rated teams, but not really anything that significant. Miami, on the other hand, has played teams like Savannah State, Toledo, and Florida International. I get it, LSU to start the season, but that's really their only tough scheduled team there. Like I said, if I had to pick this one, I'd lean towards the Hurricanes initially.
Okay, and yeah, nice play there on that opening game. The whole world seemed to be on Miami, and you chose LSU. I remember that one. And big man, we got a total here with Bet Online coming out with their numbers. And guys, a good way to look at totals is Bet Online usually comes out first, lower maximum bets, but you can always check out their numbers on SBR odds as well as they're coming out. But big man, looks like 57's the total, 18 and a half now. Miami pretty much laying across the board.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot because I think Miami does have a bit of a quarterback conundrum. I would imagine N'Kosi Perry will get the start. I mean, I think we've seen enough from Malik Rozier at this point. N'Kosi was very good last week. I think he's the quarterback, but I think there's still a conundrum on who you're going to go with. You also look at the fact that UNC gets back a lot of players this week. Those players that were suspended for selling custom Jordans are now back. I mean, you're going to have plenty of guys back, plenty of wholesale changes on offense and defense. Most of those players did fit into this team, so you're going to get a lot of talent back onto that football team. Listen, Miami's a good team. I like them, but I'm not in love with them. I think they're a team that I'm not running to the window to bet on, even at home. They did struggle last week against Florida International. I think you put Florida International, North Carolina on a field together. I don't think it'd be any question. I know North Carolina is not a good team. I don't think they're going to win this game. They're going to probably start out 0-6, but this is a lot of points to be giving them. I think with some of the changes, they're going to get back on offense and on defense. I like the way Nathan Elliott played last week against a pretty good Pittsburgh team. I'm willing to think this might be too many points, but it's a standalone game on a Thursday. It's not exactly; these are not the kind of games I like to get involved with. I prefer to be involved with games on a big card where I can kind of hide and look for games that no one else is on. So this probably won't be a game I'm betting on, but I'm looking towards maybe the dog getting back all sorts of players.
Drew, to piggyback off
Um,
what
it, it-
Big Man said,
yeah, go
sorry,
for
to
it, Kelly.
piggyback off what Big Man said, North Carolina is 4-1 in their last 5 games when playing Miami, and especially the way that maybe the public is really down on this North Carolina team might be a spot to back them here.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, big man, do you think the spot wise, it's good to back them?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, they obviously have had some tougher games. I mean, you look at all their schedule in general. I mean, you went out to Cal, you kind of hung in that game with limited players. At East Carolina, I know people will say that's not a big win, but or that's not a big game or anything for North Carolina. But and they didn't play well in that game. But East Carolina is better than people think. Pittsburgh obviously is a solid team. You went out and beat them. This isn't necessarily any kind of look ahead. You don't have a big game against Duke or anything on the block going forward. And look, UNC can't really look ahead at anything. This is a big game against an opponent that they probably know that they're going to play well against. They're going to get up for that game. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good spot for UNC. I'd be looking towards getting them. You're getting back a lot of players that weren't just bench players. These are depth. These were players that started. It could be a nice shot in the arm for the Tar Heels.
This is a tricky handicap on both sides of the ball because I'm with you. Like, as I know, both of you know, finding change is a great way to win in this business. And with the added, I guess you could say, depth and really skilled position talent that UNC is getting back. And also on the other side, I mean, I just read in the Sun Sentinel down here in South Florida, but, Perry is looking to probably start. His first two drives in against FIU, he let them down for touchdowns. He looked like the better quarterback. He's definitely the more accurate quarterback, more heralded
Yeah, but
quarterback, so you're gonna have change there too.
here's the thing that I do kind of have a concern about. I mean, look, I like FIU. They're a solid team. Butch Davis has done nice things with that program, but UNC is obviously much better athletes. They're a better team, kind of as far as athletically. I wonder, I mean, how good, Perry's, a young kid. I think he'll try to maybe with the confidence that he's got, maybe try to fit balls into places that maybe you shouldn't as far as throwing, in traffic and stuff. I think there's a conundrum there. I think there's definitely a decision to be made. I don't think they're as strong offensively as they were maybe even last year, and they weren't even that strong last year. It just seems like a bit too many points to me.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.